Aji?
Son, what you doing? You playing something? You playing something? Son? Son? So, Sword Art Online. Pretty much everybody and their mom has seen it by now, and there really aren't any new rumors about the third season. So why am I making this video? Well, that's because it seems like every big anime YouTuber has done a video on Sword Art Online, and I just want to be a part of the big boys. I'm going to split my video into 3 parts because I like splitting stuff and using title cards a lot. But now, on to the review. The start was solid, like really solid. I mean, it was close to perfection. It sucked everybody in. A lot of anime don't realize that first impression is like really super duper important. Now SAO is a video game anime, and that's a thing that has been done a lot of times already. They are trapped in a video game with no way out. If they die in the game, they die in real life, so it has some stakes. But what it did better, in my opinion, was that it was grounded into reality. Like, it's a seeable future. Well, maybe a bit different from Nerve Gear, but let's just hope that the future is going to have Nerve Gear instead of... At the start we see the gaming world, the mechanics, the main characters, and everything is interesting since it's a whole new world for the viewer. New characters from who you expect new fan service. The game itself seems fun, and since the main character is actually somebody who knows the inner workings of it by being a beta tester, the feeling of progression is also faster and a bit cheatier. But the feeling falls apart pretty quickly. Now, Kirito is a gamer and pretty much a composition of every weeb gamer in existence. But the show just panders way too much to people. It starts to lose track about the game and starts to wander around the characters in it. More specifically, girls. For some reason, most of the girls Kirito comes across seem helpless and pretty much waiting for someone exactly like him to rescue them. There aren't any guys at all except the ones clinging to those girls or the one friendly guy character Kirito met in the first episode. Like Yui, for example, at first glance seemed to be a totally unnecessary character just to pander with people who would like a cute little girl to call them daddy. Daddy! Since all she does is pretty much make them into a symbolic family and is a walking deus ex machina. The anime makes Kirito out to seem like God amongst men, so the dread pretty much disappears. Midway through it stops with the game at all and becomes a love story between Kirito and Asuna, which I enjoyed because it gave us a breather from the constant battle, so we would be ready for the new things to come, but I would have preferred it to not go on for such a long time. All in all, it was a good first half. Strong intro, strong plot points, it appealed to everyone, pretty much took people's dreams and compressed it into an anime. There were a lot of cool battles in it, like the first one where Kirito actually seemed awesome, or the last spider battle, which also was pretty cool, I'd say. They even dealt with actually frightening problems in the game, like character killing and the ethics behind that, or if they should risk their lives finishing the game at all. A bit too pandering at parts, but still solid. So at first I was like, wait, I have seen this somewhere before. Oh yeah, like 4 hours ago when I watched the first half of the fucking season. You can't just do the same thing twice. Sure, it takes a part in another world, this time an elfish one, but you still have people who are trapped in the game. People's lives are in danger. To save them you have to beat bosses and scale a high place, meet women who fall in love with you, and glitch your way to win. Always cheat if you can. You will win. SAO promises that. But this time around the villain was so much worse. In the first half, it was just a background piece, nothing important. But now they go out of their way to make him seem like the evilest person in existence. Someone straight out of children's cartoons. There is literally no subtlety behind him. He sniffs and licks the girl and has an evil face. That's not befitting someone who is the CEO of a major VR company. Like attacking a child in front of a freaking hospital in the middle of the street. What is your logic behind that? You have a car, why not just drive over him or off him in a bush somewhere nearby? There is even more fan services and more fetishes this time around, like trying to appeal to people with incest fetishes by having his sister, well, later known as cousin, fall in love with Kirito. Because no woman is safe from him, not even the ones related. I'm guessing in the third season they bring in his mom and it's gonna satisfy even more people. There are even more harems and even dabble in softcore rape. Like the slimes part with Asuna, that's fucking uncalled for. What the fuck was that? Everybody is an elfish character and then you just have random slimes there. No! It was just a rehash of the first half with no new interesting elements brought into it. Just giving a different skin and more fan service that, sure, it appealed to more people, but also turned off some of the more hardcore fans. None of the characters were even fleshed out that well. The part with his sister falling in love with him was so retarded, since she said that Kirito was the only one she loved, but at the same time was flirting and fell in love with Kirito's in-game character that she didn't know was Kirito. So she was like having two guys at the same... she's a... Now the second season. I'd like to think that this was an actually interesting way to go. It's all about guns now! Fuck swords! Oh it introduces a completely new world, new characters, new waifus. Of course death is involved because people wouldn't care otherwise if the stakes weren't high enough. So Asuna is told to fuck off because now we have a new and stronger female main protagonist. She's also a bit fucked up because Kirito needs to save everyone. And even if not physically, then mentally. God bless his soul. She has problems seeing guns in real life. Those will take her into a shock. Even handguns, and I don't mean handguns. I mean like fucking pointing a finger at her will send her into a shock. But going into a VR game where pretty much everything is the same as in real life, she can easily wield a fucking gun that is pretty much as long as she is. Why is she that afraid of guns? Well, because she had to shoot a person when she was little to protect everyone. But apparently everyone was like really mean at her for shooting a guy who murdered people, even though in real life she would have been regarded as a fucking hero. The bad guys got somehow even worse. It went from trying to stab a child in front of a hospital to breaking into people's apartments while they are in game and injecting a poison into them. It's supposed to be the future. Even by today's standards that wouldn't fly. We have fucking locks, man. Friends, neighbors. After that arc is sold, we have one with Excalibur, nothing really that special. And after that we have another one with a dying girl, which in my opinion was one of the best ones out there, because it felt really genuine and fun to watch. And also Kirito wasn't really that much in those parts. So overall the second season did what it had to. It progressed the story, introduced new elements and kept it fresh. It might have seemed worse from me stating all the problems, but there was actually a lot of solidity in the plot there. I will be interested in seeing where they take it from there, since they have a potentially unlimited amount of worlds in their hands. They could do like a sun world, or a water world, or like a black hole world where everybody just dies in the first episode and we don't have to suffer any longer. But if the rumors are true, then it will focus on the Alice Stone arc, which features Kirito working for the VR department's crime division, which in itself can be pretty interesting. And gives a reason to have even more deaths in VR. Overall, it was an interesting experience with its ups and downs. I have one of the most boring opinions of anyone, since I didn't really love the anime to death like most of the fanboys, but I didn't hate it like apparently a lot of the hardcore anime community. For me it lands in the middle with some solid elements that I liked and some that I didn't like. Now, what I didn't understand that well was the point of the main character, since everybody wants to be like Kirito, who is OP and gets every girl in existence, but in reality most of the male watchers resemble more closely the side characters, the other guys who went after the girls who fell in love with Kirito. Like the little elf child who was a bit too clingy, or the rapist who was even clingier. Now, if you want a more objective review, check out one of my peers, Art of Anime's video. He made a 100% objective review of the anime, which is pretty unique in my opinion. But anyways, thanks for watching, lots of love, go fuck yourselves, and I'll have something even more interesting to watch next week. I promise you'll love it, literally.